Goku is dead. The orange hero passed away during the Cell games, leaving his son behind as the greatest protector of Earth, though he also believed that Vegeta could be one of the greatest. However, not all the Z fighters shared in that sentiment. Even Bulma, the mother of Vegeta's son, doubts his conviction. Now she is at a crossroads between the man she loves and the future of Earth. What would her potential betrayal mean for the sake of the planet? Reality is forever changed now. What's up everyone, welcome to a brand new Dragon Ball What If story. This time we have What If Vegeta was betrayed. It's been a while since I've done an introduction on camera, but I thought it was appropriate. First of all, I wanted to thank you guys for all the support in What If Goku was betrayed and trapped in the hyperbolic time chamber. That video caused a massive explosion of what if stories around the same topic, and it's really cool to see so many people trying their hand at that. The ending of that story is coming very soon, but I'm really excited about this one. There's not a hyperbolic time chamber just yet, but we'll see in the future. If you like this sort of content and would like to see more, be sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe, and click that bell icon so you never miss the best Dragon Ball What If stories. I hope you guys enjoy, and let's begin with the story. The Z Fighters mourn the loss of the great hero, as Gohan faced off against Cell and defeated him, though at a great cost, as Goku sacrificed himself for the sake of Earth. Now Vegeta lives on Earth, though the relationship between him and Bulma has been strained. Bulma is concerned about Vegeta. It's because of him that Cell was allowed to reach his perfect form, and he even threatened to kill anyone who tried to stop Jaco from building his androids. Recently, ever since Goku's death, he's become rather detached from the world. Bulma confronts Vegeta, asking him if he regrets his actions concerning Cell. Vegeta is quiet at first, but remains firm. He's glad he got to fight Cell with his full power as a Saiyan. As a Saiyan, he lives for battle, and it gives meaning to his life. If given the choice to redo his actions, he'd simply do it again. Bulma realizes that Vegeta is too much of a loose cannon. It's simply a matter of time until Vegeta gives into his pride or desire for battle that will cause him to make a choice that will endanger the lives of everyone he cares about once more. With an extremely heavy heart, Bulma decides to make a call for an old friend. One day, Vegeta is training at Capsule Corp when Jaco and Miras arrive. Jaco is nervous and afraid, but Miras announces that for committing numerous egregious war crimes during his time in the Frieza Force, Vegeta was under arrest. Vegeta smirks, telling them that they'd have to fight him first if they wanted to make him submit. Miras fights Vegeta, and he's able to dodge all of his attacks before shocking him with a stun gun and restraining him. As Vegeta gets handcuffed and taken to the Galactic Patrol Prison, Jaco turns back to thank Bulma for the tip. Vegeta's completely enraged at this betrayal, yelling at Bulma that he trusted her, that they now have a child together. Vegeta vows to come back to Earth one day to claim his revenge as Miras tightens his restraints, resigning his rights as he was now under arrest. The briefs watch on as the Galactic Patrol spaceship blasts off. Bulma looks at baby Trunks, as does Vegeta from the spaceship. Bulma holds him tight. She made the right choice, right? Vegeta is sent to trial in front of the Galactic King, who declares him guilty of genocide and incalculable amount of death and destruction through the galaxy. Vegeta is sentenced to over 1,000 life sentences and immediately placed into the Galactic Prison, the Galactic Patrol's highest security prison designed to contain the most dangerous criminals in the universe. Vegeta's life in prison begins. At first, there was a hassle as word quickly spread amongst prisoners that the Prince of all Saiyans was finally in the slammer. Many inmates tried to intimidate the Saiyan as well as numerous gangs, but Vegeta sped all of them out. In his eyes, they were all pitiful weaklings. This led to Vegeta being ostracized by many inmates, with numerous prisoners attempting to end his life. However, Vegeta merely brushed these assassination attempts off. In the showers, in the cafeteria, in the gym, every failed attempt only resulted in Vegeta exploding in anger and pummeling his attacker until the guards arrived to break off the fight. Even if sometimes Vegeta was a little weaker, none of them could stand up against his abilities. Slowly, Vegeta managed to send a clear message to the inmates. Don't bother me unless you're looking for a fight to the death. Vegeta scanned the various inmates in the prison, sizing them up and sensing their ki to determine who were the biggest fish in this joint. Most of these criminals were weaklings feelings. There was one inmate with an ugly face named Sagambo, who led one of the largest gangs in prison. He harbored an intense grudge against Vegeta for his blatant disrespect during their first meeting. There was another inmate who reminded Vegeta a lot of Zarbon. There was even an inmate that Vegeta recognized from his time in the Frieza Force, Cranberry. However, out of everybody in the prison, there were only two people that caught Vegeta's attention: a silent android known as 7-3 and the prison's maximum security prisoner whom no one truly knew. According to rumors, he was old. Really old, and this entire prison was originally built for the sole purpose of containing him. This pair piqued Vegeta's interest. He wondered if they would be proper challenges for him. After another incident where Vegeta beat several of Sagamon's best men in another failed assassination plot, the Brute decided that he had enough of this nonsense. Sagambo challenged Vegeta to a fight in the prison's built-in courtyard. Vegeta is more than glad to accept, and the two clash. Vegeta commented that Sagambo is definitely stronger than most of the people in the prison, but high-quality trash is still trash. Sagambo orders his gang to attack as dozens of prisoners jump Vegeta. However, in a spectacular display of strength, Vegeta roars as a golden light erupts from his body and the entire gang is blown back. The prisoners look in awe as Vegeta ascends into Super Saiyan. With little difficulty, Sagambo is quickly defeated. However, despite this, Vegeta continued his relentless assault. He picks up Sagambo and repeatedly slaps him, as each slap cracks one of Sagambo's teeth. This was no longer a fight. This was a warning. Vegeta tells Sagambo and the rest that if they ever try to mess with him again, they'll pay for their foolishness with their lives. Vegeta is immediately subdued by the guards, restrained, and sent straight into solitary confinement. While in solitary, Vegeta hears a voice in his head. At first, Vegeta thinks he's gone mad, finally. However, the voice reassures him that he's most definitely sane. The voice introduces himself as Moro, the most dangerous prisoner here. The two continue to talk to each other telepathically for a few weeks. Although Vegeta doesn't trust Moro completely, he does realize that if he ever hopes to escape, he knows he'll need his help. They devise a plan during Vegeta's time in solitary confinement. However, for their plan to work, they'll need to recruit more people to their team. Once he's finally out of solitary, Vegeta decides to make amends. Sagambo was a little scared when Vegeta approached him, but Vegeta extended his palm. The two shook hands, and Vegeta began to explain his plan. Many people decided to join him, though not everybody trusted him. His followers included Sagambo, 7-3, Moro, and more. Vegeta explains the Breakout Plan. Vegeta has everybody explain their abilities to him, with 7-3's being the most interesting. One night, Vegeta lets 7-3 absorb his power. If his powers worked as he thought they did, then they had a perfect Breakout Plan. They made an altercation between 7-3 and Vegeta. 7-3 was the one to be sent into solitary this time, right next to Moro's. Moro was going to be the bait here. If anything happened near his prison, then all of the guards would come running. Thus, 7-3 used Vegeta's ability, transforming into an Ozaru at will. The entire facility began to shake as Ozaru 7-3 began to break down the walls. Moro's eyes brightened up. He needed to keep calm for now. Finally, there was power for him to take. But he liked this Vegeta kid. He wanted to see where things would go from here. As guards began running to 7-3, all of the other prisoners began to use their own abilities to try and escape. Moro had only told Vegeta that he had the power to absorb other people's energy, and he started doing just that, making sure to do it to the guard in charge of the individual prisons. He absorbed so much of his power that he was knocked out cold and hit his head against the controls. Though everybody was trying their best to escape with their powers, it was Moro that helped everyone escape. Everyone began to go mad, escaping, but Vegeta yelled at them, telling them to follow his lead. Vegeta and the rest ended up at the hangar, taking individual ships to escape. Some people went their own individual ways, but a lot of them, surprising Vegeta, followed him. Vegeta was in a ship with Moro and 7-3, and he told them that he had another plan waiting ahead. Escaping was just the start. If they wanted to thank him, then they would need to help him return to Earth. But first, he had to unlock a power beyond Super Saiyan, a power that, for now, only belonged to Kakarot's brat, Super Saiyan 2. Thus, Vegeta and the rest decided to scour the universe, trying to find greater strength before returning to Earth. Moro decided to tell Vegeta that, once upon a time, he was the strongest being in the universe. As far as he knew, he was strong enough to face off against the various Kaioshin. Vegeta had no idea what he was talking about, but it did pique his interest. Apparently, Moro's power had been stolen, and if Vegeta could return it back, then he would be his greatest adversary yet. Vegeta thought about it, and perhaps it was worthwhile trying to get Moro's power back. But first, Super Saiyan 2. They went through various planets, many desolated, some with just a little bit of life, until finally ending up on planet Zune. There, they found something very strange. They had ended up there because Moro said there was a large amount of energy around that area. That was weird, since all the residents of planet Zune shouldn't be that powerful. Once they arrived, they saw something incredible. A completely red man with horns on his head. He was holding one of the Zune warriors by the neck, as an M was carved on his forehead, almost as if magic. Moro's eyes widened, recognizing that man. This was Dabra, the king of the demon realm. But that M, that was something he didn't think he'd ever see again. Back in his day, there was an evil wizard named Bibidi, but as far as he knew, he was dead. Perhaps Majin Buu was going to be revived. Vegeta knew they had to escape there quickly, but the thrill of battle got the better of him, and he decided to challenge Dabra. The two battled it out, with Dabra realizing that there was so much evil in this man's heart. But for some reason, Babidi, who was in his ship, couldn't quite control him. Babidi looked around frantically, trying to figure out what was wrong. That's when he locked eyes with Moro on the other ship. Moro was preventing Vegeta from being taken over. Smirking, Moro turned his head towards Babidi, waggling his finger in a no. Babidi gulped. That was Moro. He knew about him from all the legends and things Bibidi knew about. Bibidi and Moro lived around the same time period, and the two were great wizards. Though Moro was much more powerful, Babidi was a little terrified. He knew that if Moro got a hold of Majin Buu, arguably the strongest creature in the universe, as far as he knew, then it would mean that he not only doesn't get to rule the universe, but also the end of reality. He thought he had to stop him right here, right now, with Babidi and Moro rising up from the ships, launching various magical attacks. This Moro was extremely weak compared to the one who we eventually meet in Dragon Ball Super, so Babidi actually has a chance against them. Seeing Moro rise up makes every other fighter cheer and rush towards Dabra. However, without a second thought, Vegeta spun on his heel and fired a Ki Blast, making everyone stop in their tracks, jumping backwards to avoid the attack. 7-3 just wanted to help Vegeta, but Vegeta looked at him directly in the eyes and said, "No, this is my battle. Stand down." Vegeta was panting, blood dripping from his lip. In this moment, Dabra took the chance to spit on Vegeta. His hand began to turn to stone, but Moro saw this and used his other hand to fire a beam directly at the stone, making it disappear completely. Moro wasn't going to let his best chance at returning his power go to waste. Vegeta nodded at Moro, who nodded back. The two battles continued, with Vegeta still being beat down. But with every punch, Vegeta saw images of his family back on Earth. Bulma, Trunks, even Kakarot. These were people that he wanted to protect, but he couldn't anymore. He was betrayed, and because of that, he would get his revenge. Vegeta screamed at the top of his lungs, launching Dabra backwards, transforming into the legendary Super Saiyan 2. Finally, he had achieved it. He felt crackles of electricity all around him. Looking at his hand, he realized just how much power Gohan had, and he knew that Gohan was still stronger than him at the moment. He had to train. Vegeta continued to battle Dabra, this time obtaining the upper hand. However, as Moro continued to battle Babidi, Moro decided to let him go, telling him to run far away. Babidi took the hint and told Dabra that they were leaving now. Dabra, who was still in good standing, even if the battle got harder, looked Vegeta directly in the eyes and said,
"We will meet again, Prince."
Babidi returned to his ship, alongside Pui Pui and Dabra. They were going to the Dark Planet next. They needed to gather much more forces than they originally thought. Majin Buu may be their only chance at defeating Moro, but if Moro got a handle of Majin Buu, then it would all be over. Truly, they were in a conundrum. Dabra asks Babidi why they let them go, as Babidi tells him that he believes they'll need to track that magician and his Saiyan dog down, since they're so dangerous. When Dabra then asks how he plans to track them, Babidi tells him that they already have a little spy in their crew. Moro sits back and watches as Vegeta proclaims his victory and return to their ship. The thought of absorbing all of his power right then, right now, crosses his mind. However, he realizes something else. Not only does Moro want to see how far he goes, but above that, Moro feels that Vegeta could become much stronger. And once Vegeta does become stronger, he can then absorb all of that energy for himself. Vegeta sighed, transforming back into his base form. Everybody cheered for him, but the prince told them to stop. He looked at Moro and asked what their next move was. Moro shook his head, telling Vegeta that he was the leader. Vegeta looked at his new forces, at his new band of pirates. He told them that they would continue scouring the galaxy for strong foes. He needed to get stronger. And after that, once he finally knew he would be able to beat him, they would return to Earth and defeat Son Gohan and get Vegeta's son back. Thank you for watching, everyone. This video was edited by What If Universe, and I had a lot of help from my co-writer, Professor Chimp. We have a Discord in the description below that you can join to chat with us. I have a bunch of ideas for future what ifs, as I'm currently finishing up the ones I have open. In particular, what if Goku was betrayed? But let me know in the comments any ideas that you guys have, and I'll try to tackle them. Shout out to the Super Saiyan God, and Ultra Instinct members of the channel. Enterprise System, Sonic is the best. Eric Dragon, Nuka Draco, The Baked Potato, All Might, Midnight Combatant, Sacred Saiyan, Phil J. Akir, Pizza Hut Kitman, Orlando Castellano, Hannah Rowan, Sir Justice, and the real Samuel Randall. Anyways guys, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and until we meet again. See ya!